Hello. This is a black screen video because I can. So, for those who are wondering why I'm making this video, well, um, it's just I kind of am seeing like the synthetic man thing happening, and it's kind of like see, I didn't even know he was banned. I thought that was literally like just like a clip I saw that someone uploaded for to lulz, about like it was a lol stream. I didn't know it was actually banned at that point. What the fuck, like, man. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, he's banned for saying dumb shit, but ultimately hasn't done anything like worth like being mad about anyway. Uh, yeah, I don't really see the point on that. Like there are people who will literally like Grums will literally brigade people with hate and fucking nastiness anytime someone like disagrees with them because they attacked the anti-woke sacred cow, a motherfucking like morbidly obese old Chinese communist fucking chink who hasn't done anything in the last 20 years. Oh, he made WoW 21 years ago. I don't fucking give a shit. This guy has done nothing of value since. You know what? Why do we talk about that piece of shit and not like someone who actually made a game recently? You know what I mean? Like we never do. It's always like we gotta surround ourselves with Grums. Grums is the creme de la creme of the anti-woke side. A guy who is less valuable than his simps. V made a game that is objectively more than Mark Kern has ever done in his fucking like last 20 fucking years. 20 years Grums has been worthless. And people have propped this worthless fat fuck up the entire time that the anti-woke sphere has been around. So since Gamergate like 1, he's been propped up as like this savior for gaming. But he has been nothing but dog shit his entire career of that, right? Like, I don't give a flying fuck what you did 20 years ago. What are you doing now, motherfucker? Oh, you're just doing shit anyone could do. Okay. Like, I did that. You did that. Okay, fine. Why do you get propped up? If you're supposed to be making your game though, like if this is all you can do, I'm not impressed, my guy. Like the guy who helped make WoW is now just a mouthpiece that everyone talks to and nothing else. Like what are we talking about, my guys? Like if I can make better like a better game than him next year, I will challenge him. If I can make a game next year that is fun and people like, this is my challenge. To the fucking fat, morbidly obese cuck, who abandoned his family and kids, and has done nothing worthwhile in his entire existence since. How about this, fucking fat fuck? If I make a game next year and you still haven't finished Ember, you have to just admit that you were a fraud, a phony, a fat fucking worthless piece of shit who should die so that the carbon he is wasting goes back into the land so that we may have some more oil so we can get something of value of this guy's fucking atomic form of his existence that has been wasted for so long. How about that? How about that? If I make my game, Mark Kern legally has to kill himself and just give us the carbon he's wasting back. That's what I would do, right? I challenge him to a fucking like Mortal Kombat, but like we make a game and like then whoever loses dies, right? If you can't make Ember before then, you're a fucking waste. You're a fucking joke, and you need to fucking stop. But no, we won't do that, right? We won't do that. We'll always say that's too much. That's too much. It's too much to hate on worthless people. But the second that like someone worthwhile comes along, we gotta just like, they make any mistakes, we gotta like hate on them, like, right? Any like time like a conservative dude that's propping up makes a little teensy little error on something that the whole like main anti woke side disagrees with. We got, or there's a leftist that has an opinion online. They got to brigade it with 9,001 videos that they make 9,001 a day, right? 9,001 daily videos by 9,001 different creators that all weigh 9,001 pounds, right? And we're supposed to be like, oh, that's natural. That's obviously, not like clear, like fucking, like meddling with shit, right? That's normal, right? Like just having a brigade of like fucking fat fucks, that all like upload the same fucking video but like slightly reworded. Like that's what YouTube content should be, right? Absolutely. It's not you, right, uploading content that you personally have an opinion of. It's 9,001 morbidly obese people who weigh 9,001 pounds making 9,001 daily uploads, complaining about how something is woke but never doing anything. And this is like the prop of YouTube right now. It's a bunch of doomer fat fucks worth nothing in life. Like they're like, oh, we're winning. We got Stellar Blade to have different outfits or some shit. No, you want to know what winning is? Making Ember would have been winning. But you haven't done that, have you, Mark Kern? Because you're a fat fucking waste of space. You don't want to win. You want to perpetually just be at the brink of victory, because if you win, then you'll have to make your game. This is why he's never actually going to win. He's going to say he won, but then find a new thing to complain about. Winning is like you have a bit of a break, right? If you actually won anything and made any real ground, you'd be able to take a break. But he can't, because if he actually won, then there would be nothing to complain about for a bit, right? But he can't. So he has to be like, we won, and really it's a brink of victory thing, and he's just always at the brink of victory. You're never actually truly won, but you're always at the brink. Just at the brink for 2,000 years, right? It's like Jesus will come back soon, right? Is what they were saying. And it's basically like that, right? How about instead of Jesus will come back soon, how about we just make things better in the world? And not just like get used to like the way the world is, right? Like how about that? How about we do things that make things better for us and the people around us, instead of just complaining about it until it goes away, and it never does, because that's all we're doing, right? Like people are like, the Kotaku shut down. I'm like, dog, why was Kotaku still up? Because y'all were fucking talking about it. Like Kotaku Kotaku shut down. Should be a miracle with how many times Smash JT has made 9,001 videos about the Alyssa Mercante bullshit. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not even actually down, and like, this is just a fucking troll move by Kotaku to get more people to view the site or some shit somehow. Because at this point, like, they are literally the masters of the game Smash JT is playing, and it's kind of funny. How like you have like literally like two brands of 4chan U posters basically, but none of these people even know how 4chan works or operates, right? But you basically have a bunch of 4chan U posters thinking like that either side is going to get a dub. Neither of you can get a dub, right? The dub is just you guys are paying, like, propping up the other guy's existence and like pretending that you are more base than the other guy when both of you weigh 9,001 pounds and are worth jack shit, right? Well, let's get it out the way, right? Now, and the other thing is, I always find this funny. Like, people are like, oh no, it's Alex is wrong on Grums. He's just calling him a grifter, but like, like, what do you do, Alex? And my thing is, you know what? At least Alex looks good, Like, you can at least have Alex be like a point of what you should want to aspire to look like in life as a man, right? You can have a thing like that. But no, this is the thing. Like he criticized Grums a bit, and now the sacred cow has been insulted, and now it's like we gotta protect our sacred cow rather than actually listening to what's said and like actually paying attention to the crux of the arguments. We gotta just pretend like Grums is a sacred cow, like Grums is Jesus or some shit. In reality, Grums is a fat, worthless piece of shit. But they want to prop him up as if he's like this like son of God figure, right? And it will literally just cause nothing, no progress. Nothing good will ever happen from that. And why? Because it's dumb to say. It's dumb to complain about. You know how you solve the culture war? Because the culture war doesn't actually exist. What it really comes down to, everyone is talking about like DEI, ESG, gay people and shit. You know what that comes down to? They're the ones making games. They're the ones who, when they were told to learn the code, did. And so they're the only ones that know how to make games right now for the most part. So you're mad that the guys who know how to make games are all gay or trans or whatever. Well, tough fucking shit. Like you decided not to learn it and they decided to learn it. That's your problem, right? You decided to be antisocial losers who don't want to work with anyone, and now you see like the fruits of that. Like this is why like I hate like the Eric July Brigades Against Eric July too. Like, look, you can love or hate Eric July's work. It exists, right? He put effort into it and it made the thing exist. The story might be dog shit. I think it might be dog shit, right? But who cares? It doesn't matter if it's dog shit. It matters that it's out, which is something that Ember isn't capable of doing right now. And this is the thing, like he's like propping it up as an MMO. There's nothing MMO about like Ember that will ever happen. He's a single like small like guy, right? You can't make an MMO, at least anything worth playing, as a small team like that. It's like one guy and like a couple people that he commissions occasionally, and that's it. That's not going to make an MMO. We need to like pipe down on the MMO shit. Why don't you just, instead of making an MMO, why don't you just make a mech game? That's cool. You can do it in like a couple months. Instead of actually doing like anything productive, though, he tries to say, oh, he's making an MMO. Like he wants to have the dream of his own WoW again, or for the first time, since he never really had owned WoW since it came out, right? Because WoW came out after he was fired, and his other game, Firefall, came out after he was fired. And he was fired both times for being like an obnoxious prick who just spent all their money doing worthless shit instead of actually like making the game. That's why like he was fired from the companies both times, right? And he used to be like an incredibly woke soy boy too, right? Now, it's like fun, you can change or whatever, right? That doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, like who the fuck cares, right? Like about that. Like, I also love this. Investors warn that DEI/woke doesn't work. What? I see this on Akalon TV, right? DEI is an investment. What the fuck are you on? If investors were saying DEI doesn't work, it wouldn't exist because they're the ones that are the I in. That's the I. The D is like diversity, and the E is equality. The I is investment. You can't say investors disagree with DEI. Like if investors disagreed with DEI, there would be no I in the DEI. Like you guys know that, right? Like if there's no investors, there's no money to the DE. There's no I in there, right? The investment is the I. So the idea of people saying, the investors are saying it doesn't work. It does work, clearly, because in other programs. It doesn't work in gaming, to be fair. And it's a dumb, thing to invest in on entertainment in general because, why, right? But, this investors warn that DEI/woke doesn't work is blatantly retarded, because if that was the case, then they just wouldn't invest in it. right? There wouldn't be a DEI if the investors didn't want it, right? So they're saying it doesn't work. Well, then the DEI has already gone away then, right? Like it's either they're saying it doesn't work and therefore they're not funding it anymore. So there's no DEI because the I is the funding, or another thing that could happen is oh no, I means inclusion. That's right. But either way, like DEI is a fund, right? People forget that you have to. They pay you to like for DEI, right? People are thinking like Sweet Baby Inc. is a DEI. No, Sweet Baby Inc. is a consulting company that DEI investors will tell you to like give, some of that money to that if you have like people like did certain things on your team and shit, right? It's really like rapists and shit, right? And that's all that is, right? It's a worthless dog shit fund, but that's why it's there. But the thing is, like I said, if you want like less gay people to be making your games, make games. Like if you don't make games and they make games, guess what? They're gonna be making games. Like if they get fired, guess what? They'll make their indie games again because that's what they were doing beforehand. So like if you don't want them making games, just make your own games. Be a competition. Put like your name out there as a job creator, and do it. And instead, they don't want to learn anything. They don't want to put the time and effort to learn anything useful. They want to sit around twiddling their thumbs all day. Not even gaming, because they don't even do that half the time anymore. They just sit down and complain on YouTube and shit. Like, what kind of gamer are these fucking sad, pathetic pieces of shit? You know, like if I was a game, if I wanted to, I would just make a shitty game and say how awesome it was, right? And just keep like hyping it up, right? And just going all over YouTube and getting people to play it, you know. And then like they'd be like they'd be talking about how shitty it was or whatever, and I'd be like, yeah, but guess what? It's out there, and the next one's gonna be better. And you know, like to prove that, I take another year, make a better game, and then be like, oh, well, this is bad, but it is a bit better, right? And then they just keep doing that. That's what like they did with Terrifier and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is literally the meta strat for changing the movie industry. You make a bad thing because you can't really make a good thing yet. You don't have the time, the resource, and the budget. So you make a shitty thing, but you do just enough budget that you can put in theaters. Just get a bunch of ragtag friends to just do some bullshit. And then you make it. And then you do it and get some money from it. You do it such a low budget, you guarantee you'll get money. You get the money, and now this extremely cheap movie that you had made you enough that you can make a decent movie, and you keep doing that until you make a good movie, and that's how you beat the system. Oh no, apparently Thin Eggman wasn't banned. Okay, never mind. I see his channel. What the fuck? All right, I thought he was banned, and then he wasn't banned. What? Just pops up randomly. Was he banned and then he just got unbanned and I'm trolling? I don't know. Either way, like if he wasn't banned, that's kind of dope too. I don't think he should be banned. I think what he should do is just like people should just make better content, you know, in general, and just ignore his existence. That's how you win against that kind of guy. But in reality, like I have fun. If you don't have fun watching that guy, just don't fucking watch him. Like if you're not having fun, like talking about Synthetic Man, you're just wasting your air. You know, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your oxygen. This is why, like I say, I have fun. I make content to have fun for myself. If I'm not having fun, I'm not making the video. And this is the thing, that's how all YouTube used to be. And that's when YouTube was good. When people were selfish fucking cunts with their content, and everyone enjoyed it because they were selfish cunts who made shit they enjoyed. And so everyone had their own corner that they could enjoy something. But there wasn't this, oh, you gotta for your audience, right? What audience? We don't have any yet. We're starting out, right? You didn't need to worry about what does the audience want? Because there was none. You made the audience. You made the audience by being yourself. That was how old YouTube was. And we forgot about that. This isn't YouTube. This is Tube. That's what it is. This is Tube. There is no YouTube anymore. Like, we got rid of that. Like, we slowly killed that. And now we're like pretending like, oh, no, there are no YouTubers. There's tubers, and then there's like people like Synthetic Man. Me, I'm not the same side as Synthetic Man, but like on every issue. But like, I'm about to bat for my man. Like, I might disagree hard on a lot of his things. I think his content's boring and shit. But at least he's being himself. That's something more than you can say for anyone else on this fucking place right now. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather a million Synthetic Mans than 2 quarterings. Right? I'm just gonna say it. A million Synthetic Mans would be way more lit than, like, than all the quartering rejects we got, right? Because literally we just got quartering without a beard, quartering without hair and a beard, quartering without hair but with a beard, quartering but skinny, quartering but British, quartering but British and bald, and quartering but a furry. Like, this is literally like what most of like the anti-woke sphere is, right? Like, I would say quartering but black, but Eric July is actually kind of worth something, so I can't really do that with him, but still. Outside of like Eric July and Critical Drinker and a little bit of Razor Fist, although I have my own issues with him, but that has nothing to do with politics. That has to do with the fact that I've mentioned it before, and I'm not going to mention it every single time I bring him up. He has good content, and that's why I hate that. Like, his content's a banger. Like, this is the thing, like, Synthetic Man and Razor Fist have good content. Like, when it comes to if you're just watching it for fun. Like, obviously, I don't agree with what's on there, but hey, look, I'm not going to pretend it ain't fun as fuck to watch, right? Like, I'd rather see, like, Razor Fist and Synthetic Man spurg out till the ends of the earth than these fucking, corporate suit douchebags that run the fucking, like, anti-woke sphere now. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's basically, like, Suits. It's like Ben Shabibo and shit instead of actual, like, anyone worth a damn anymore. But, that's just a theory, a theory, right? Like, just a gay theory. I love Matt Pat. This is the thing. I like YouTubers who, like, have their own little niche and shit, too. Like, you can say Matt Pat is annoying all you want. His content was content, right? His content was content. It still is, technically, right? My thing is, like, they always, like, say, this guy's transphobic or whatever. I'm like, dog, who the fuck cares? Like, he wasn't even transphobic, but, like, it was, like, he made a mistake or something, I think, and, like, didn't immediately correct it. Who the fuck cares? It's like, if someone misgenders someone by accident, and then they just correct themselves later, who the fuck cares, right? Like, people try to, like, you know what? I think, like, the Sunny V2 was transphobic thing, like, just kind of, like, it blew up for 2 reasons, right? Like, against the people saying that in their faces. One, Chris Tyson was legitimately a piece of shit. Although, to be fair, that wasn't what the focus of Sunny V2's video was. Sunny V2 literally made the entire video because Tyson came out as trans. And I'm like, what? When he came out, there is no one who can say that what was in that video was worth anything, right? Like, just like, they're trans, therefore, like, they're bad for Mr. Beast's company. But, like, they show nothing, like, they say nothing about, like, the grooming or the camper van or any of the other shit that actually was bad. They kind of vaguely hint at the lolicon stuff, and that was it. And it's, like, just, like, a little, like, flash in the video. What? Like, so the least bad thing that Ava Chris Tyson was guilty of is just briefly flashed in the video. And we're supposed to just side with him. Like, once it's found out that they were incredibly shitty and should have never been around kids. How about actually say what the actual problem is instead of just, hiding that. You know what I think it was? He knew that ahead of time. He hid that and made it so like people like had to fucking guess and try to use the fact that people didn't like the fact that he hid, like he literally hid the actual argument as a thing. Like see since Sunny V2 was a piece of shit and he knew it. He knew damn right well that what he was doing, and he did it anyway. Because he wanted to be a piece of shit. He wasn't there to, say Mr. Beast shouldn't have had her hired because, she was like somehow bad because she was diddling kids. No, he wanted to say it was because she was trans, and then use the fact that he already knew that even before, because this is the thing, all that abuse happened before she transitioned. So now it's like he knew that she should have been fired way before she transitioned. First off, he knew that. He probably knew this before she transitioned as well. In fact, I dare you to prove me otherwise. I bet you if we look at it, he knew about all of this years beforehand. He picked a moment when she was transitioning and then knew that eventually it would get out there and and did it exactly like that because he's an asshole. He just wanted to say some slurs about her, and that was it. That was all that video was. It was a blatantly nothing but a shitty guy, not giving a flying fuck about kids. If anything, I bet you he's just as guilty of being a diddler as Ava Chris Tyson is, and he should not be around kids either. That's what I'm gonna guess. I bet you know what I bet? This was all so he could get around kids because he wants to fuck them too. He was mad that Ava Chris Tyson was fucking kids, and he wanted a piece of that pie. So he made this video, this hit piece, and designed it in such a way that kids might pay attention to him now, after the fact. And because of that, now he's got a bunch of kids who are lined up in his pockets so he can diddle them. That's what I'm going to bet that Sunny V2 video was about. Because otherwise, what was it about, right? We can say whatever we want about Synthetic Man. At least Synthetic Man is just openly an asshole. Like, I would rather an open asshole than an unopened asshole, right? Like, an open asshole, that there's going to be shit coming out and that's it. An unopened asshole, it's gonna start with a little, long fart, and then, the shit will come out and it's, diarrhea or something, give me the open asshole. Just drop the turd right now, and that's it. Give me that, right? Don't, spritz it out a little bit. That's fucking gross, right? But that's what Sunny V2 is. He's basically, everything wrong with Synthetic Man, and nothing right. Synthetic Man, because he's open about it, he's honest, but if you don't like that, you can avoid him, right? And if you do like that, you can kind of be entertained and vibe with it. And this is why I would rather, honestly, more Synthetic Mans than Sunny V2s and all this shit. I legitimately would rather people who are just assholes just be open about it. Because you know what? This goes on to really what it comes down to, right? Zealot DKD is a guy who canceled a friend of mine and tried to cancel me. He failed, but he did cancel a friend of mine successfully for racist shit he did. He was in a hate brigade against him for some racist shit he said, right? But here's the thing. Zealot DKD is far more racist than far more racist things than anything my friend he canceled could ever be capable of. And he also, grooms people into fucking their dogs. He grooms adults and some young children into thinking that if they are even remotely into gift, they have to fuck their dogs. He is a gross zoo sadist. He carves up animal carcasses and abuses his dog to fuck them, right? He carves up animal carcasses to fuck them and abuses his dog. He's considered high in the furry community, so everyone props his fucking dog fucker app. But when it comes down to talking to people, he always makes sure that he's incredibly racist and vile, transphobic as fuck to everyone in there. But he does it in such a way that he can kind of tee-hee in the background so the people can't take him down on shit. He is an incredibly bigoted, racist, transphobic, homophobic piece of shit who rapes his own dog. But the difference is, if he was a synthetic man about it, right? Because he's kind of open about the zoophilia, but not really, right? He kind of hides it. He tiptoes around the fact that he does this until you get into his server, right? Once you get into his server, he is very blatantly open about it. But then because you were in his server, he uses that to blackmail you into never fucking opening up about the shit that was said, right? And that zealot DKD, Samuel Clark, if you ever hear this, I want you to fucking go to prison for the rest of your life. like, I mean, like whatever, wherever you are, I want you in jail for the rest of your life. Just go away. Don't exist anymore. Fuck out of here, right? Like I said, I would rather someone who's open about their asshole ways, like Synthetic Man, because at least, like, I know now, if I want to avoid that, I can, and if I don't, I can watch it for fun, right? But instead, we have all these pussy farting assholes where they are just as much of an asshole as he is, but they pussy fart around it onto like the grounds of what's considered okay at the time, instead of just saying up everything they believe and being who they are. You know what? I'd rather everyone just be Synthetic Man. Because at least then YouTube would be a bop again. You know? But instead, we gotta have everyone be fake as fuck. I don't like that. I like, for me, it's not even, oh, you hate, people or whatever. Like, no, I don't hate minorities at all. I think his content's like dog shit with what he says and stuff. But you know what? If that's what it takes, to have everyone just be like, everyone who's racist just say they're racist and just be openly racist on everything, hell yeah. It's more fun to watch than like any quartering video where he just like dances around saying the N-word. Yeah, I mean, like we need to bring back the low tier gods era of YouTube too. Like, bring back the schizos. Ban all the normies, actually. Ban all the fake people for not being themselves, and bring back the schizos. Come on, let's be fair here. This isn't YouTube anymore. It hasn't been in a while. And I don't really like that anymore. So, let's bring back the you in YouTube. Anyway, see ya.